For most of my life, I thought I was just shy. You know, the quiet one, the observer, the person who needed to just warm up to other people. What if I was actually autistic? And nobody noticed because I looked polite, quiet, and well-behaved? Hi friends, and welcome back to another video. So I want to share with you what the real differences are between just being shy and being autistic. There are definite differences in shyness and autism. So what is shyness? Shyness is a common personality trait characterized by feelings of discomfort or awkwardness in social situations, particularly when meeting new people or being in unfamiliar situations. And it's estimated that about 50% of people, adults in the United States, consider themselves shy to some degree. But on the other hand, autism is a neurodevelopmental condition that can possibly mimic shyness, or people can mistake you to be shy when you're actually autistic. I'd like to mention shyness is something that people can actually practice to overcome, whereas autism is a lifelong condition that can affect various parts of your life, including communication, behavior, and sensory processing. But it's important to be able to distinguish between the two. So common signs of shyness can include like difficulty initiating conversation, maintaining eye contact. That sounds a lot like autism, doesn't it, right there? Number 2, maybe blushing, sweating, or trembling in social situations. 3, avoiding social gatherings or public speaking opportunities. 4, negative self-talk and fear of judgment from others. 5, physical symptoms such as rapid heartbeat or stomach discomfort in social situations. So here's what you need to know. Here's the key differences between social interaction and communication. 1 is a motivation to socialize. Shy people usually want to connect. They enjoy being around others once they relax. For many autistic people, it's not about fear. It's about energy. Social interactions can just be draining or confusing. So the motivation to seek it out might be lower for us. Number 2, understanding social cues. Shy people usually understand what's expected, like when to speak or when someone's joking. They just freeze up because of anxiety. Number 3, adapting to social situations. What's the difference? Someone shy might still adjust their behavior to fit in once they feel safe. But for autistic people, adapting doesn't always come naturally. We tend to have more set ways of interacting, and change can feel uncomfortable and even overwhelming. Number 4, communication styles. Shy people often use typical communication, they just say less. Autistic people might communicate differently, using repetition, unique phrasing, scripting, or missing some of the unspoken social rules of conversation. So why shyness comes from social anxiety? Autism comes from a different way of processing social information. You can be both. I believe my shyness was caused by being hurt in social situations due to my lack of understanding of interactions with others. As a kid, teachers really liked me because I was so well behaved. The thought of getting in trouble terrified me. The thought of being pointed out in class was terrifying, enough to make me quiet. I never interrupted. I barely spoke in class. People just always assumed that I was shy. But inside, I wasn't just nervous. I was actually terrified. As I got older, being shy turned into exhaustion. I was in all kinds of like physical activities, like dance, like ballet, tap, baton twirling, gymnastics, and it would just wear me out. Now, the reason I was able to handle those kind of social environments is because the focus was not on me. And we were doing things. There was a consistency to what was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen, and I knew what the environment was going to be like. There wasn't time for chit chat. We're just doing what needs to be done. And I was able to handle that. But sometimes I would come home just so socially exhausted and just have to fall asleep and take a nap. So I would crash afterwards. When I was a teenager, I took so many naps, I can't even tell you, like naps about every day, 2-hour naps, because I was so socially exhausted after school. People probably thought I just needed more self-confidence, but confidence wasn't it. I lacked the social energy. I wasn't scared of people, I was overwhelmed by them. I was shy as a teenager, but everybody hung out with somebody. In those years, you did something on the weekend. You would hang out at a spot and everybody would sit and talk. I always hated situations like that. But I had another friend named Cece, who I now believe is autistic as well. And we would just do our own thing. We would drive in her car around Sonic and blast Vanilla Ice music, some of the crazy songs on the album, and laugh, people watch and things like that. So it's also really about finding who you bond with and connect with the most. But when did I realize that it was more than just shyness? It really was when I started learning about autism on YouTube videos. When my daughter was little, I was trying to figure out what might be going on mentally, if maybe she had some sort of neurological issue or, just from things I had seen. And she became my special interest, keeping papers, researching things. And then I stumbled upon autism, and I thought that might be a possibility for her. So as I am watching videos about that, I'm just really connecting with the people that are autistic content creators, and I'm seeing myself in those people. And then that's when something clicks and I realize that maybe there's a reason behind this awkwardness and shyness and difficulties my entire life. So once I realized, got my diagnosis, found out I was autistic, everything changed for me. And I stopped calling myself shy, because that word never really fit me completely. It was a disguise for confusion, overwhelm, and judgment. So now I understand that I process social situations differently. I take time to respond because I'm a deep thinker. And I need time to process. I have slow processing speeds. It takes me longer. So, of course, if you're in a social situation and you don't process all the information going on quickly, you're going to feel like something's wrong with you. And that was my case a lot of times in social situations when I can't understand what people are saying because I hear all the stimuli in the room going on at the same time. I can't process what the person talking to me is saying. That made social situations traumatic for me. I have to realize I need time to recharge. And that's not shyness, it's self-care. And you should take time to take care of yourself as well. There's nothing wrong with being quiet. In fact, I'm still quiet in groups. But if you've spent your whole life thinking silence means something's wrong with you, it might be time to take a deeper look. If you can relate to this, people always call you shy or sensitive or socially awkward. Maybe you weren't any of those things. Maybe you were just autistic. So comment down below. Let me think, what's been your experience in life? Have you always considered yourself shy? Have you gotten an autism diagnosis? And stick around. You might enjoy this video right here relating to the topic. Thanks for watching. Bye.